for this masterclass. So we are going to cover the topics regarding the network security, the mitigating the DDoS attack. We will be talking about the unauthorized access, how we will be limiting them. We will be talking about the remote work security. We will be talking about the VPNs over there, the cloud security, the network segmentation, the network breaches, how we will be containing them, how we will be isolating them. Then we will be talking about the scenarios regarding the vulnerability management and the access control. And then we will be talking about the intrusion detection and the prevention. So first of all, we are having the strategies, like how we will be preparing ourselves for the interview over there. See guys, when we are talking about the interview preparation strategies, so and that what we have to do is like whenever we are having our interview, we have to make sure that we are calm over there, right? We have to keep our mind calm over there, right? Along with that, along with that, for this, we are having something named as your star. Okay, so over here, the STAR stands for the situation, task, action, and result, right? So over here, in the very first, we are having a situation, right? So for understanding this STAR, so let's do one thing. Let's take an example like what we will be doing. So over here, let's say we are having a situation. Let's say we are having a situation over there like I'm working inside an organization, right, as a network security engineer. And over there, I'm experiencing that we are having some unusual traffic pattern, right? And when I'm looking into that traffic pattern, I'm getting the idea that it can be a potential security breach which is going on, right? So that is what we are having like a situation over there, right? That is a like a situation we are having. Then after that, we are having the task, right? So over there my task will be like we will be like I will be quickly going to identify the source of that breach over there, right? I will be trying to mitigate that particular threat. I will be ensuring the integrity of my organization's network, right? So for that, what I will be doing is in the situation, I will be starting to perform like I will be performing uh, a quick investigation over there. For that, I can use my SIM tools over there, the security information and the event management, right? And using those some tools, I can analyze the logs. I will be trying to identify what are the suspicious activities we are having over there. Now, once I have identified those suspicious activities, right? Once I have identified those suspicious activities which are starting from a compromised server or a system, right? Then after that, I will be taking the action on it, right? What I will be doing is I'm going to isolate this particular malicious system over there from my network so that that particular attack or the attacker won't be able to compromise the other systems we are having, right? Then I will be like performing the forensic analysis over there, a thorough forensic analysis to understand about the breach over there, like how that particular breach it has occurred. We will be trying to understand, we will be trying to identify what are the malwares which are being used by the attacker over there, right? Along with that, what we can do is we can also update our IDS and the IPS signature so that they will be able to detect, they will be able to block the similar type of malicious patterns in the future, right? Then in the last, we will be having our result over here, right? So this particular immediate containment or the isolation. What it has done is it has prevented the further data loss over there, the further exfiltration over there, right? So by doing that, what is happening is we are making sure that our the affected system, it is ready to use, it is free from the traces of that particular malware which has been installed by the attacker, right? So we can take the help of this star method, right? So for giving the answers precisely at the time of our interview, right, effectively over there, it will be taking the combination of your preparation, your clarity, and the practice over there, right? So for that, you guys can take some steps for preparing yourself. Like, in the very first step, we can say like we have to prepare ourselves thoroughly over there, right? What we will be doing is we will be familiarizing ourselves with the common network security interview questions we are having, right? Depending upon that, we will be making sure that we are able to understand all the fundamental topics, the concepts we are having, right? We will be also taking some revision so that we will be quickly able to recall them and we will be able to explain them, right? We can follow the star method over there. Along with that, what we can do is we can also perform some practice, right? What we can do is we can conduct some mock interviews with our friends, with our family, with our mentors over there, right? Or uh, let's say what we want to do is we want to just practice by ourselves. So in that particular scenario, we can record, right? We can record ourselves when we will be giving the answers of those questions, and depending upon that, later on we can review that reading, that recording over there, right? We will be reviewing it for the clarity, right? Then along with that, we can also create some short notes, like your flashcard over there, the sticky notes over there, right, which will be containing some questions on one side, and in another side they will be having some brief answers about them, right? So that we will be able to quickly recall those questions, we will be able to practice them. Along with that, what we have to do is we have to keep ourselves organized, right? So these are some steps which we can follow for preparing ourselves for the. So guys, over here, what we are having is we are having a scenario, right? Like your organization is planning to deploy a new firewall to enhance network security. What advanced consideration should you consider during the design and implementation phase to ensure optimal security and performance? Explain the importance of proper configuration, the ongoing management, and integration with other security measures. All right. So guys, over here we are having the scenario like your organization is planning to deploy a new firewall to enhance the network security, right? What advanced consideration should you consider during the design and the implementation phase to ensure the optimal security and performance, right? See, when we are deploying a new firewall, right? When we are deploying a new firewall, basically to enhance the network security over there, it is a important step over there, a critical step, I can say, in protecting our organization's network infrastructure over there, right? What we want to do is we want to ensure over there. We want to ensure that we are having a proper security, the performance over there, right? So for that, what we will be doing is we will be taking some advanced considerations over there, right? At the time of its design, at the time of its implementation phase. Like over here, when we are talking about the proper configuration, right? See, the proper configuration, it is important, it is quite important to ensure that our firewall, it is able to block the unauthorized access while allowing the legitimate traffic over there, right? If we are having any sort of misconfiguration in our firewall, then the attacker, they will be able to bypass them, they will be able to compromise our system over there, right? The misconfiguration, it can lead to your vulnerabilities, the exploitation by the attacker, right? So for that, what we can do is we can create the outline over there, right? We can create the outline over there. We will be, you can say, defining the security policies, like that these are the security policies we are having, these are the rules that our firewall we have to, you can say, install inside of a firewall over there, right? Whether we are talking about the inbound, whether we are talking about the outbound traffic rules, right? Along with that, we will be also having our ACLs, the access control list, right? We can also create the policies based upon the IP addresses, the ports we are having, the protocols we are having. Along with that, we can also have the a principle that is your least privilege principle over there, right? We can apply this least privilege principle over there, right? By doing that, we will be ensuring that only the necessary traffic will be allowed over there, right? It is going to block all the unnecessary ports, the services, so that we will be able to minimize the attack surfaces, right? Then we are also having the segmentation, right? What we can do is we can also perform the network segmentation. By doing that, we will be able to isolate our sensitive parts of our network over there, right? Like we can have the VLANs over there, right? We are having the subnets. By doing that, we will be able to limit the scope of a particular attack, right? Along with that, we have to ensure that we are regularly updating our firewall over there. We will be ensuring that our firewalls firmware, the softwares, they are regularly updated, right? So that they will be able to protect against the latest threats we are having, the vulnerabilities we are having. Then we are also having the ongoing management. See, the continuous management, the monitoring of your firewall, it is important because we will be able to maintain the security, the performance over the time, right? Like we can have the static configurations, right? If you are having the static configuration, it can become outdated after a particular period of time, right? It can become ineffective against the latest threats, the ongoing evolving threat, because on the daily basis we are hearing the news about the latest threats, the attacks over there. So that is why we have to go with the ongoing management, the continuous management over there, right? For that, what we can do is we can perform the monitoring, we can perform the logging over there. Like if we are following the monitoring, the logging over there, right? By doing that, we will be able to track all the activities we are having, the firewall activities, right? And by the help of our SIM solutions over there, we will be able to correlate those logs. We will be able to detect the suspicious activities from there, right? Along with that, what we can do is we can also we can maintain the incident response plan over there, right? By the help of that, we will be able to handle the security breaches properly, right? We will be ensuring that our firewall, it is employed into a broader incident response framework, right? Then when we are talking about the ongoing management, when we are talking about the continuous management and the monitoring over there, then what we are having is we are also having something known as your performance monitoring, right? So in this, what we are going to do is we are going to continuously monitor the performance of our firewall so that we will be able to ensure it is not like a bottleneck over there, right? We are going to optimize the rules, the configurations, so that we will be able to maintain the high performance, right? So these are the importance of your proper configurations, the ongoing management we are having, the integration with our security measures, right? Which we can include. By the help of that, we will be ensuring, right? By the help of that, we will be ensuring over there that our firewall, it is having the advanced consideration during the time of its design, the implementation phase, so that we will be having a proper security and the performance, right? In which our firewalls is perimeter security, it will be also, you can say, taking the place. The internal segmentation, it will be taking the place, right? We can also include our redundancy over there, the high availability over there, right? We can also use the load balancing so that we will be able to distribute the traffic uh, in our different systems we are having. Okay, so let's move on to the second scenario. So what do you guys think about this one? Like, you detect a potential DDoS attack targeting your network. What immediate and long-term actions would you take to mitigate the attack and protect the network? Explain the techniques and tools you would use to analyze the attack, implement defensive measures, and ensure future resilience. So what do you guys think about this one? So as we can see, the scenario is that we have detected a potential DDoS attack which is targeting your network. What immediate and long-term actions would you take to mitigate the attack and protect the network? Right? See guys, when we are talking about the DDoS attacks, right, it will be requiring, like the DDoS attack, it will be requiring both of immediate and the long-term actions so that we will be able to mitigate the attack, we will be able to ensure our network's protection over there. Like when we are talking about the immediate actions, as you guys are talking about monitoring the traffic, right? So over here, when we are talking about the immediate actions, right? So in that immediate actions, what we can have is we can have the detection, the identification over there, right? What we will be doing is we will be monitoring our network traffic we are having, right? In that, like we are having the tools, like we are having the Wireshark, we are having TCP dump, we are having the network traffic analysis solutions we are also having. Like I guess you guys have used SolarWinds, like we are having our the Splunk also, which are being like these are some of the tools which we are, or the solutions which we are using so that we will be able to identify the unusual traffic patterns, right? Along with that, we are also having our alert systems, right? When we are talking about the detection and the identification, right? We are also having our alert systems, like we will be ensuring that our IDS, our IPS system, the intrusion detection system, the intrusion prevention system, like we are having your SNOT, that is the open source IDBS. You guys can play with that, right? We are having the Suricata. What we can do is we can set up, and later on they can create some alert on the basis of the suspicious activities, right? Now, after that, what we can do is we can also analyze our traffic over there. We can perform the traffic analysis, in which what we are going to do is we are going to analyze all the incoming traffic we are having, right? We will be analyzing the incoming traffic for the common DDoS signatures over there. Like when we are talking about the common DDoS signatures, so over there we will be finding that what we are having is we are having the big or the high volume of you can say the request which is coming from a single source, right? Or let's say we are having a sudden spike in our network traffic. So these are what, these are some common you can say symptoms which are giving us the idea that someone is trying to perform the DDoS attack over there, right? Depending upon the traffic analysis, depending upon the detection and the identification over there, right, we can move forward and we can start with our mitigation, right? We can start with our mitigation over there, in which we can implement your rate limiting so that we will be able to control the amount of traffic which is coming from a single source, right? Along with that, we can also block the IP addresses, the range over there. Once we are able to identify the source from where that the big, you can say the high volume of traffic it is coming over there, right? By using our firewall, by using our network access control list and many more, right? Along with that, along with that, After this, we can also, as you guys are saying, that we can also deploy our DDoS protection services we are having. Like we are having the CDN over there, that stands for the content delivery networks. Like we are having the Cloudflare, we are having the Akamai. What they are doing is they are absorbing, they are, you can say, mitigating the traffic for us, right? Along with that, we can also have the DDoS mitigation services. Like we are having the AWS Shield over there. We are also having the Google Cloud Armor we are having, right? So by the help of these protection services, we will be able to protect against the DDoS attacks, right? So these are what? These are some of the immediate actions which we can use against the DDoS attack. Then when we are talking about the long term actions, right? So for that, what we can do is over here, we will be making sure that we are having a redundant, we are having the load balance infrastructure, right? Like if we will be having a load balance infrastructure, by doing that, what will be happening is, like let's say over here, this is a single server we are having in our organization, internet, and this is the a source we are having, or I can say like the attacker. Let's say this is the attacker we are having. Now this attacker, what he is doing is he is sending a lot of traffic over there, right? A lot of traffic, it is coming from a single source, and he is targeting the server. So what will be happening is all these traffic will be, you can say, consumed by our server, and later on it will be overwhelmed by all these requests. And in the meantime, if any legitimate user will be asking for the services, the server won't be able to provide its services. So in that particular scenario, we can have a load balance infrastructure which will be making sure that this particular traffic, it is getting distributed among these servers, and because of that, what will be happening is no single server will be getting overwhelmed, right? We will be able to distribute this traffic across these multiple servers or the locations we are having, right? Along with that, like previously, I saw someone was talking about the next generation firewall, right? So over here, we can also deploy our next generation firewall, because by the help of that, we will be able to perform the deep packet inspection over there, right? We can perform, it is capable of performing the deep packet, you can say, inspection, the anomaly detection, and many more, right? Along with that, what we can have is we can also have our WAF over there, that is your web application firewall, right? So by the help of our web application firewall, we will be able to protect the web application from the layer 7 DDoS attacks we are having, right? Then we are having a term by the name your bot. Okay, see, when we are talking about a bot is what? It is a compromised system, right? Which can be controlled remotely by the attacker. That is what we are having the bot, right? Then we are also having a botnet. Botnet is what? It is the collection of your bots over there, right? So what we can have is we can also perform, like we can also implement the bot management solutions, so that we will be able to differentiate between the legitimate user and the malicious bots we are having, right? So depending upon all of them, what we can do is we can implement the security policies inside the organization, right? The procedures over there, like we will be developing, we will be regularly updating our the incident response plan over there, right? Which is specifically for our DDoS attacks, right? And that we will be writing in your steps, right? We will be writing in details over there, like what are the steps which we will be taking whenever the DDoS attack will be detected, right? We will be regularly conducting the security audits. We can perform the vulnerability assessment, so that we will be able to identify, we will be able to, you can say, mitigate those vulnerabilities from our network, right? So by taking these, you can say immediate and the long-term actions, we will be able to mitigate the impact of the DDoS attack. We will be able to enhance the resilience of your network against those future threats. Is it clear? So let's move on to the next scenario. Like the network has experienced a significant increase in unauthorized access attempt. What advanced method would you employ to detect, analyze, and block these unauthorized attempts while minimizing the false positive and ensuring legitimate traffic is unaffected? So what do you guys think about this one? Yeah, a good question, Priyanka. Yep. See guys, whenever you can say those traffic, it will be getting distributed right by the help of our load balancer, and let's say we are not able to detect them by the help of our signature, right? So for that, what we are having is we are having the behavioral analysis over there, right? We can implement the anomaly detection solutions, the tools we are having. By the help of that, we will be able to identify what are the unusual patterns we are having in our traffic. Like let's say let's say over here, what is happening is on the daily basis in our, like let's say we are having a e-commerce site. Let's say we are having a e-commerce site on the daily basis. What we are having is we are having the traffic. You can say a high volume of traffic which we are getting from your 6 p.m. till your 9 p.m. over there. But one day we are experiencing that around, you can say uh, around 10 a.m. we are having the high spike in our network, right? So this is also not you can say a normal scenario. So what it can do is it can also give us some idea, it can also give us some symptoms over there that maybe someone is trying to perform an attack over there, right? So by doing that we will be also able to identify it. Yeah, see over here the scenario is like the network has experienced a significant increase in unauthorized access attempts, right? What advanced method would you employ to detect, analyze, and block these unauthorized attempts while minimizing the false positive and ensuring the legitimate traffic is unaffected? See, guys, when we are talking, like when we are dealing with the big numbers or the increase in our unauthorized access attempts over there, right? So for that, what we will be requiring is we will be requiring some methods so that we will be able to detect, we will be able to analyze, we will be able to block, we will be able to block, right? Because by doing that we will be able to, you can say, protect our network, right? And what we have to do is we have to also minimize the, you can say, the disruption to our legitimate traffic, right? So for that what we can do is we can perform the log analysis over there, right? We will be enhancing our logging, the monitoring process, right? So over here we are having something known as like the ELK stack. Yeah, great. Like we are having this ELK stack that stands for the Elasticsearch, the Logstash, the Kibana, right? We are having our Splunk over there, right? So these are some tools we are having. By the help of that, we will be able to aggregate, we will be able to analyze the logs from the various network devices we are having, the servers we are having, right? Along with that, we can also implement our UEBA solutions over there, right? The user and entity behavior analytics over there, right? So by the help of these UEBA solutions or the systems, we will be able to detect the, you can say, the difference we are having from the normal user behavior. Like we are having a tool by the name your Vectra, right? We are having the Exabeam over there. So these are some tools which can help us so that we will be able to identify the you can say the malicious access patterns over there, right? We can have our intrusion detection and the prevention system, the IDS IPS system. By the help of that, what we can do is we will be able to detect the known patterns of your unauthorized access attempts over there, right? So in that, what we are having is like we are also having the behavior analysis over there, right? So let's say on the daily basis, I am logging to my, you can say, the organizational network by the help of the VPN, right? So the location that is what we are having is your Delhi. But one day, what I'm doing is I'm traveling and I'm trying to log in from the new location that is, let's say it is your Rajasthan. Nope, right? So over here, it will be also, you can say for this also, a ticket will be generated over there, right? It will be saying that it is not the normal user behavior over there. We will be able to identify it can be a, you can say, a unauthorized access attempt over there, right? What we are doing is we are able to indicate that it is a unauthorized access over there, right? So over here, since this question it was saying that scenario, it was saying that we are having the increase in your unauthorized access attempts over there, right? So by the help of our this behavior analysis, or I can say like the anomaly based detection, right? We will be able to identify the unusual patterns which are indicating that we are having the unauthorized access, right? So it can include the login times which you guys were talking, the multiple failed login attempts over there, or the access to our unusual resources, right? We can perform the network traffic analysis over there. Like what we can do is we can perform the deep packet inspection. By the help of that, we will be able to analyze our network traffic. We will be able to look for the suspicious patterns, which are, you can say, indicating that we are having some sort of potential intrusion over there, right? We are having the EDR solution, like you guys were talking about the EDR over there, like we are having the Carbon Black, we are having the CrowdStrike over there. By the help of them, we will be able to monitor, we will be able to analyze our endpoint systems behavior, right? For the signs, for the, you can say, signatures, for the compromise or the unauthorized access attempts, right? We can also integrate up with our threat intelligence feed over there, right? By the help of, you can say, the threat intelligence feed, we will be keeping ourselves up to date on the latest threats, the IOCs we are having, which can be a relevant information regarding the unauthorized access attempts, right? So these are some methods through which we will be able to perform the, you can say, the detection, the analysis over there. Now for blocking, for mitigating them, like as you guys were saying, that what we can do is we can have the access control, right? We can go with the multi-factor authentication, right? By implementing our multi-factor authentication, we will be able to add some sort of or an extra layer of your security for our user accounts, right? By doing that, we will be able to reduce the risk of your unauthorized access. Like even if you guys know the password of my account, right? So over there, the authentication system, it will be still asking for, it will be asking for more authentication factor over there, like some pin code over there. It will be asking for something else, like some questions, right? By the help of that, I will be able to, you can say, log in into my account if I'm also having the idea about those pin along with my password, right? We can implement the least privileges over there. By doing that, we will be ensuring that the users, right, they are only having the minimum level of access which are being required for their job roles, uh, for their, you can say, work over there, right? And continuously we will be reviewing, we will be adjusting those permissions if they are necessary, right? We can also perform the geo location. See, like if we are taking the example, like let's say what we are doing is we are using this geolocation blocking, the geo blocking, right? By the help of that, what we will be doing is we will be able to, you can say, restrict the access from some areas, from regions, we can say, where we are not having any sort of legitimate business needs over there. So in that particular period of time, we can block it over there, right? Or what we can do is like over here, we can specify that only the person from the particular location they can get the access. If anyone will be getting outside of that particular location, they won't be getting the access over there, right? And for minimizing the false positive, what we can do is we can create some custom detection rules, the policies which are, you can say, tailored specifically to our network environment, the user behavior. By the help of that, we will be able to reduce the false positive, right? We can also review the, you can say, the IDS IPS systems we are having, the other monitoring tools we are having, right? By the help of that, we will be able to ensure that they are accurately detecting the threats without generating or without flagging any legitimate activities, right? We can perform the whitelisting over there for the trusted IP addresses or the users to ensure that we are having to ensure that the legitimate traffic is not blocked over there. So these are some methods. By doing that, we will be able to minimize the false positive. We will be ensuring that the legitimate traffic is unaffected over there, right? So let's move on to the next scenario. Yep. See guys, over here, not to leave any part vulnerable. Yep. See guys, the scenario it is saying that your company is migrating its data center to a cloud environment. What network security challenges would you anticipate during this migration? And what advanced strategies would you implement to address these challenges and ensure a secure transition? Right. See over here when we are, you can say, migrating like a data center to our cloud environment. Right. So what it will be doing is it will be providing us the a lot of network security challenges, right, which should be addressed so that we will be having a secure transition over there, right? Like over here, we are having the data breaches when we are talking about the network security challenges. We are having the data breaches over there, right? So there can be the risk of your data breaches at the time of our migration process, right? What it can do is it can expose our sensitive information over there, right? It can expose our information over there. So for, you can say, the strategies or for mitigating it, what we can do is we can use the encryption, right? What we will be doing is we will be encrypting the data which is at rest as well as into the transit over there, right? We will be using the strong encryptions over there, like we can go with the AES 256. By the help of that, we will be ensuring that the encryption keys, they are being managed securely, right? So it doesn't matter even if the attacker will be able to get the access of our data, it will be still encrypted. Unless and until he is not having the decryption key, he won't be able to get the data over there, right? Then we are having the unauthorized access, right? Like there can be the potential risk of your unauthorized access if the access they are not properly configured, right? So in that particular scenario, we can go with the we can go with the zero trust architecture over there. What we can do is we can implement the zero trust model, right? Which is going to require the verification over there, right? Of all the access request, right? So for that, like we are having the Azure Active Directory, we are having the AWS IAM over there. By the help of that, we will be able to enforce the least privileges. We can go with the multi-factor authentication. We can go with the role-based access control and many more, right? Along with that, previously, like I also saw for the misconfiguration, right? So there is also a risk of your misconfiguration, right? Now, this misconfiguration, it can lead to the security vulnerabilities or the exposure of your resources, right? So for that, what we can do is we will be, you can say, going with our configuration management over there, right? Like we are having the tool like your Terraform we are having, right? By the help of that, we will be, you can say, strategizing our configuration management over there. We will be reducing the risk of your misconfiguration, right? Along with that, we can perform the patch management in which we will be regularly applying the security patches, the updates of, you can say, the cloud resources we are having, right? By the help of that, we will be able to use the automated tools. We can monitor, we can look for the vulnerabilities over there, right? Like we are having the patch manager pro over there. By the help of that, what we can do is we can perform the patch management process. We can perform it automatically over there in our multiple systems altogether, right? So by the help of these, you can say by you can say properly mitigating or addressing these network security challenges, what we can do is we can ensure that we are having a secure transition. We are having the smooth transition to our cloud environment in which we are protecting our data, we are maintaining the compliances over there. Is it clear? Yeah. So the scenario is saying that an internal audit has revealed that your organization's VPN infrastructure is outdated and vulnerable. How would you go about upgrading the VPN infrastructure? Explain the steps you would take to ensure secure and seamless connectivity for remote users while addressing the potential vulnerabilities over there. Right. See, guys, when we are upgrading our outdated or the old, you can say a vulnerable VPN infrastructure we are having, right? So it will be requiring some key steps over there to ensure that we are having the secure connectivity for our remote users, right? In which we are able to, you can say, handle the potential vulnerabilities. Like, and the very first, what we will be doing is we will be performing the assessment, right? We can perform the, you can say, the vulnerability scanning over there of our the existing VPN infrastructure we are having, so that we will be able to identify the security weakness. Along with that, we can perform the risk assessment in which we will be able to identify, evaluate what are the risks which are associated with our current VPN setup, right? We will be able to determine the impact of those vulnerabilities on our organization, right? Then after that, what we can do is we can jump into the requirements, right? What we will be doing is we will be you can say defining our business requirement, like what actually our business need, right? We will be gathering the requirement from our stakeholders, right? So that we will be able to understand the need for your remote access, whether we are talking about the number of user, the types of devices, the specific applications we are having, right? And which we will be also identifying the security requirement, like your encryption standard, the authentication method, the compliances, the regulatory standards, and many more, right? Then after that, we will be selecting the VPN solutions, right? Depending upon the requirement, depending upon the assessment over there, what we will be doing is we will be selecting the VPN solutions, right? Like we can choose the modern VPN protocols, like we are having the Open VPN, we are having, right? We are having the WireGuard, right? Which are offering us some you can say the strongest security, right? They are offering us the better performance as compared to our, you can say, the outdated protocols. Like previously we were having your PPTP over there, we were having the L2TP over there, right? Along with that, what we can do is we can also perform the evaluation for our the VPN vendors, the solutions based upon the security features, the scalability, and the support, right? So depending upon all of them, we will be designing a new VPN architecture, which will be including the secure gateways, the redundant connections over there, the segmentation based upon the user roles, based upon the access needs over there, right? And along with that, what we have to do is we have to also make sure that our architecture, it is scalable, right? We are able to, we can, you can say, scale our architecture depending upon the future growth in our number of remote users and the devices, right? So these are some of the steps which we can use over there. By the help of that, we will be able to upgrade our VPN infrastructure so that we will be able to address the vulnerabilities. We will be able to, can say, enhance the security over there, right? We will be able to provide the better connectivity for the remote users.